So, weiter geht's mit Genshin und ja, Tag 2 vom Event und so weiter und so fort. Go to the Sub-Venue in Aru Village. Naja, Sub-Venue, ich weiß ja nicht. Das ist einfach nur eine Ruine außerhalb vom Dorf, aber okay. Gut, was zum... Okay, die haben sich echt was aufgebaut. Dürfen die das auch? Haben die den Besitzer gefragt? Hm, bin ich mir nicht sicher.
Is it me, or are the bags under your eyes even darker than during the last round? Are you alright?
Thanks for the concern, Kaveh. I just haven't been sleeping well lately. Even though I try to fall asleep, I can't get the championship out of my head. And before I know it, it's morning again.
I know the feeling. That happens to me too when I'm agonizing over my blueprints.
Do you have any tips for dealing with that?
To be honest with you, no. You could say there are many things that don't have a quick fix and can only be endured. I suppose you can think of it as something akin to an illness. Sometimes there's no effective cure, so you just have to let things run their course. I don't know what's stressing you out, but I can feel all the anxiety and pressure coming from you. The next round's about to start, so chin up and do your best.
Oh, okay. You do your best too.
Looks like everyone's here. I will now explain the second round to you all. There are 3 leyline disruptors buried in the area around Aru Village. These devices can imitate the effects of leyline disruption and will constantly interfere with the environment. Your goal is to shut them down. The first 3 who manage to finish this task will be awarded 4, 3, and 2 points accordingly. Note that each person may only bring a set amount of food and water with them, and that leaving the designated competition zone will result in disqualification.
Well, what do you think? Want to team up again? I shall consider letting you have the points on account of what happened in the previous round.
That's all right. I've been here many times, and in any case, machines are one of my specialties. I doubt this will be particularly difficult.
It's good to see such confidence in a youngster like yourself. I also happen to be well acquainted with this place. Let's see who will find these devices first. But aside from us, you should remember that there's a favorite for Champion. We must be careful of him.
A favorite to win? Who is it?
Shh! Not so loud. I mean that boy, Tainari. He took first place in the previous round, and if he does so again this time, we may as well declare this competition over. I heard that you solved the Avidya Forest's leyline effluence problem with him not long ago. Since this round involves resolving a machine-simulated leyline disruption, it should be a simple matter for him.
That's true. It does look like his odds of winning are pretty high.
He already has Kale, who is an excellent pupil. If he were to win this round as well, then wouldn't we just be letting him have all the fun? As his senior, it's my solemn duty to prevent such an inequitable arrangement from happening. I'm off.
I'll get going as well. See you later.
How are you feeling? I think I'm okay, but I'll take things slowly for now.
Is this all the water we're getting?
Sorry, that's what the rules say. While this round seems to be about how quickly you can shut down the devices, it's also testing your ability to survive in tough conditions.
I knew it'd be harder than I had expected. So we'll either need to find the devices as quickly as possible, or we'll have to save our energy and wait for an opportunity. Okay, I'll head out shortly. Thanks a lot, Nilu.
You're welcome. Please take care of yourself.
Well, there goes everybody. So, who should we visit this time? Let Paimon think. Oh, right! Didn't Farozan say that Tainari's the favorite to win? Let's go look for him first.
Okay. A Parade of Providence Act 2. Beginnings and Endings. Mhm. War es hier gerade noch Nacht? Binary. Okay. Kann ich auch erst die anderen besuchen gehen? So rein theoretisch. Mal kurz gucken. Und stimmt, ja, ich wollte ja, Moment, Party Setup. Ich wollte hier mit Dingens rumrennen. Mit Nahida. Zum Scannen, so ein bisschen.
I see everything.
Okay, haben nichts zu sagen.
Let me see. Where would they put one of these disruptors?
Keine Ahnung. Erzähl's mir. Komme ich so zu KW hoch? Oh, bitte. Ja, nee, das ist er nicht. Doch, hier steht er direkt. Okay, nope. Er will nicht.
A desert fox? Why would there be desert foxes here? Oh, whoa! Stop biting my clothes! Hey!
War jetzt repariert, aber gut. Nee, das war einfach nur eine längere Sequenz an sich. Okay. Also von hier aus kommen wir zu jedem. Okay. Gut, gut. Gucken wir mal, was Gara so zu tun hat. Ach, chillt er da mit den Animo-Dudes, oder? Also sie raten, der ist unten drunter. Oder chillt er wirklich hier? Nein, er ist unten drunter.
Gather!
I see everything.
Incoming!
Okay, der ist wirklich kaputt. Okay. Wollen wir noch mal gucken. Hui. Zack. Na, Head Guy Emo. What are you doing here?
This seems more annoying than the last round. That's fine, though. I'll find some place to sit and watch them scurry.
Mhm. Ja, gut. Wahrscheinlich bringt es echt nichts, mit denen vorher zu reden. Geht der über mir? Oder ist er auch unter mir? Ne, er ist über mir. Okay.
The sun is especially intense today. I hope Tainari will be alright. Probably not. I should go check on him.
Ah, okay. Also er kommt echt nicht mit dem Klima klar. Deswegen ist er direkt raus wahrscheinlich. Ich meine, gut, ist hier so ein bisschen verständlich. Andererseits, ja gut, okay, in der Wüste wird es wahrscheinlich deutlich wärmer sein als im Wald. Vor allem deutlich trockener halt. Na gut. Bei mir aus. Lass ich durchgehen. Und... Mann, hast du es weit aus dem Dorf rausgeschafft. Wow. Wirklich? Ist ja gar nichts.
I feel a little faint.
Jetzt schon? Ich meine, okay. Ich wäre wahrscheinlich auch schon K.O., aber trotzdem. Du schleppst ein bisschen weniger mit dir herum. Na gut. Ui. Hat er sich hier ein Lager eingerichtet oder was?
Hey, Tainari? Tainari? Huh? Weird. The locator says that he should be around here somewhere. Tainari? Can you hear us?
Ist aber sehr.
You're right. Huh? Oh no. It looks like he's fainted. We have to help him. Tainari, are you okay?
It's so hot.
Oh, so you passed out because of the heat. Are you not used to getting around in the desert?
That's right. I usually bring lots of water when I go to the desert, precisely to avoid this situation. I went through all my water very quickly, and with the effects of the disturbed ley lines, I started feeling dizzy. My ancestors, the Valuk-Ashuna, were originally from the desert. But I guess this is what happens when a species migrates. They become intolerant of their original environment.
This isn't the time for a history lesson. Let's get you some water.
Humans. Such fragile beings. Your bodies can't even survive extreme changes in the environment.
Why are you here?
Here, take this. Let him drink it.
Also, weil er eine Puppe ist, braucht er kein Wasser. Er hat quasi seins mit ihm geteilt. Oh mein Gott, Empathie.
Are you serious? This had better be just normal water. Hey! You're leaving already?
It seems it really is just water.
Paimon really doesn't get that guy. What's he up to? Anyway, let's focus on helping Tighnari drink some water first.
I'm feeling a little better now. Thanks, you two.
Oh, it wasn't just the two of us. Just now.
Found you at last.
Sino, you're here too.
I was concerned, so I came back to check on you. Will you be able to go on?
The fur on my tail is so dry, it's practically been singed right off. I don't see any purpose in pushing myself beyond what is reasonable. It appears I'm not suited to this particular round. I should probably just return to Aru Village and rest.
Really? So you're backing out?
Yes. I do have my results in the first round to serve as a buffer, so even if I forfeit this round, I still have a chance to turn things around later. Withdrawing now will allow me to conserve my energy. Continuing to push onward would be counterproductive.
Very decisive, I agree.
A wise decision. Let's get you back to Aru Village.
It's fine. I can make it back on my own.
Oh, stop trying to be so polite. Come on, we'll help you back to Aru Village.
Ich meine, wir okay, aber Sino? Hat nicht selber ein paar Punkte zu holen eigentlich? Ah, Layla ist weitergewandert. Und Wanderer ist jetzt da, wo Layla war. Die stehen noch gleich. Achso, warte mal, ich stehe doch schon hier oben. Gut, gucken wir einfach mal. Zack. Er steht genau jetzt da, wo Layla stand. Sagt er was Neues? Oder auch nicht. Wo zum Fick ist er? Jetzt sagt mir nicht, der ist irgendwo hier unten in der Höhle. Der muss irgendwo hier unten drunter sein. Okay. Ihr seid aber nicht, er ist echt in der Höhle hier unten drinne. Oder ist er da? Nee. Never. Er muss da unten drin irgendwo sein. War nicht hier direkt der Eingang irgendwie? Nee, hier ist eine Domäne. War das der oder ist hier doch der Eingang? Mann, hier war ein Eingang in die Richtung. Das war der Shortcut zurück. Das heißt, hier unten drunter muss der Eingang sein eigentlich, oder? Ja, doch. Gammelt der jetzt echt hier unten irgendwo rum? Oh, hätte ich einfach den Teleporter nehmen können. Okay. Könnte möglich sein, dass der hier unten rumgammelt. But why? Ein bisschen random. Oder auch nicht. Nö. Hä? Okay, markieren. Jetzt bin ich verwirrt. Hä? Wo ist er denn? Ich meine, ich muss nicht mal zu ihm, aber... Ich würde jetzt schon eigentlich gerne dazwischen mit den Leuten reden. Kein Skara hier. Vom Dorf aus gesehen kann ich da auch nicht hier drunter sein, oder? Oder ist hier ein unterer Abschnitt? Nö. Hä? Obendrauf macht auch keinen Sinn. Oh, shit.
Let the show begin.
Na gut. Gammelt er doch hier irgendwo ab jetzt? Okay, I don't get it. Ich finde ihn nicht. Dann ist mir das egal. So, dann auf zu Layla. Wie sind die jetzt hier unten drunter? Oh, come on. Zack. Von mir aus.
I'll protect us.
Oh.
How are you feeling now, Tainari? Do you want to rest some more?
Das ist interessant. Da
There's
steht
some
mein
shade here,
Kreis.
so we can stop for a while.
All right, let's do that.
Oh, Sino and Tainari. And you've got the Traveler and Paimon with you.
Oh, hey, Layla!
Yeah, the sun was too strong, so I decided to take cover here for a while. What about you? Are you all done already?
Unfortunately not. I'm not quite as capable as I thought. I intend to withdraw from this round. Sino and the Traveler are escorting me back to Aru Village.
Withdraw? Can you even do that?
I believe the rules do provide for such a situation. Alhaitham did say that the act of leaving the competition grounds would result in disqualification from the round.
Didn't I ask you if you were all right before this? If you had just decided to withdraw then, you wouldn't have had to suffer.
Well, I had to try, didn't I? So I tried, and it didn't work out, and now I'm backing out while I can. When I get back, I'm definitely going to make a batch of sun-resistant oil. Next time I venture into the desert, I'll be prepared. By the way, you're Layla, aren't you? You don't look very well yourself. Will you be all right?
I did feel a little faint when I first entered the desert, but I feel a lot better after resting here for a while.
Be careful not to push yourself too hard.
Don't worry. I'm just...
Feeling the pressure?
You can tell?
Your expression is similar to the ones I see on criminals' faces when I interrogate them.
To tell you the truth, I'm still not sure whether I have what it takes to represent the Ratauhis Darshan in the championship. Most people voted for me because of all the rumors surrounding me, and to be honest, those rumors don't really mean anything. Now I don't know how to deal with all the expectations they've put on me. Even the people who usually criticize me voted for me this time. So I feel like I have to live up to their expectations somehow.
So their expectations are putting pressure on you.
Uh, yes. Actually, I heard that you were voted in as well, Tainari. How do you deal with it?
To be completely honest, I don't really feel any pressure. Firstly, those who expect things from you do not necessarily do so for benign reasons. On the other hand, those who do consider your feelings certainly wouldn't want you to push yourself. Next, we are researchers. Our primary duty is to interact with knowledge, not to meet others' expectations. As for me, I took part in this competition to advertise for an academic lecture at Gandharvaville next month. I'll obviously try my best during the competition, but I won't let any additional pressure get to me. I think you can also try to find a clearly defined goal. That may help you.
Huh. I understand. Thanks for your advice.
I'm absolutely parched after talking so much.
I've still got some water with me.
No, I'll be all right. We aren't far from Aru Village, so I can go the rest of the way myself. You should get back to the competition. Don't you want to win that limited edition card?
Yes. All right then. Your spirit will live on through me.
Hey, don't talk like that. I'm not dead, Sino. Everyone, I'll be heading back now. See you after the round ends.
I'll continue searching for the ley line disruptors.
Are you feeling better now, Layla?
Yeah, I feel like some of the weight has been taken off my shoulders after chatting with Tainari. It's been a long time since I first left my hometown to come to the academia, and every day here has been so precious. But of course, there have been some rough times. All sorts of complex astrological models, countless quizzes, and essays that took all my brain power to barely finish. Each of those things are like huge boulders barreling at me, forcing me to continue running forward. When I was chosen as my Darshan's representative, it felt like another boulder was added to the ones already rolling behind me. Every time I close my eyes, I think of all the people I'd disappoint if I mess up.
We would never be disappointed in you. We'd prefer you to be happy, Layla.
Yeah, I think that's what Tainari was trying to tell me. You're our good friends, which is why you didn't stop him from dropping out of this round, and why you don't feel disappointed in me.
That's right! No need to feel so down!
That said, he did also say that he hopes I could have more concrete goals for taking part in this competition. I don't have any now, but I'll give that some thought. Anyway, I won't take up any more of your time. You still have to record the other contestants' progress, don't you? Perhaps they've had some breakthroughs while we've been chatting.
True. We should go look for the others. Now, who's left? Tainari's dropped out for the round, and we just saw Sino.
You could go see how Madame Farozan's doing. I've heard that she's quite knowledgeable about the desert, so she's probably made some progress by now.
Okay, let's go look for Farozan.
Mein Parosan. Warte mal, er ist weitergewandert, oder? Er ist weitergewandert. Warum er jetzt ist? Er ist irgendwo im Dorf. Ah, sie raten erst da oben drauf jetzt. Ja. Ne, er ist sogar hier unten. Nice. Okay, gut.
Looks like someone's taking it easy.
You should be thrilled that I have nothing to do. Otherwise, that means someone's in for a very, very bad day.
But if you don't get any points this round, you won't have a shot at winning.
It's not like I care about winning or clout. Really? The real prize for me is watching all these people fight over something so useless. Oh, you reminded me of something. There shouldn't be any more incidents after this round. If you'll excuse me, I have somewhere to be.
Aha. Okay. Ist einer unten oder wo ist der oben? Er ist auf jeden Fall neben Layla noch anscheinend. Wahrscheinlich ist er jetzt oben.
Let the
Noch
show
nicht voll.
begin.
Oh mein Gott. Na gut. Sagst du noch irgendwas Neues?
Don't worry, I'll be fine.
Okay, nö, nicht wirklich. Gut. Naja, es wird wahrscheinlich oben sein. Kann ich auch Tenari sehen? Theoretisch ja, aber... Ja, der ist jetzt rausgenommen aus dem Spiel, dementsprechend sehe ich ihn halt doch nicht mehr. Wäre nett gewesen, wenn man noch mit dem hätte reden können im Dorf.
Stabilize.
Naja.
Committed to memory. Let's dance.
Don't blink.
Zack. Ist jetzt hier ganz oben oder wo ist der? Wahrscheinlich, oder? Ja, wie kommt man da jetzt am besten hoch? Da vergesse ich irgendwie immer. Und so oft komme ich auch nicht. Ah, da komme ich. Ah, okay. So kam ich hoch. Okay. Ich könnte einfach direkt zu den Leuten gehen, zu denen ich gehen soll, aber ich mache das ja so selten, dass ich wirklich alle Sachen mitnehme. Zack. Hauptsache er spawnt und despawnt und spawnt wieder. Machst du fein. Ich hatte war es heute oder war es vorgestern? Ich hatte voll den merkwürdigen Traum. Und im Traum wurde die Genshin-Karte gefüllt mit den Regionen. Da war ich auf jeden Fall, Fontaine war, glaube ich, da gar nicht, da war, glaube ich, Natlan sogar oben drüber. Ach, naja. So, wo zum... Der ist hier wieder nicht. Ach, da unten ist er.
I will never give up. How did the rest go? Oh, right. I will never give up. My will is my greatest weapon.
Sagt mir nichts. Das ist ein Zitat aus dem englischen Yu-Gi-Oh! Anime. Könnte sein. Ah, ich habe gemerkt, ich habe von dir, glaube ich, relativ wenig Ressourcen, also...
Solidify.
This
Komm.
may hurt a little. Let the show begin.
Gib mir so ein paar.
Nowhere to hide.
Zack.
Hey!
Ja, das war ein bisschen was. So. Gut, ich hätte mich auch importen können, aber ist mir eh gleich da. Oh. Geht denn
Stabilize.
hier ab?
Order guide you.
I see everything. I'll protect us.
Und so gut wie alle da. Achso, ich war eingefroren. Lol.
Speed of light. Hey!
Egal. Event complete. So. Zack. Ich will gerade, gehe ich jetzt direkt drauf zu. Nee, ich mache ganz kurz Pause. Ich mache einen kurzen Pause. Moment. Bevor ich gleich mittendrin pausen muss. Besser jetzt. Ja, ich mach. Moment. Was will ich sagen? Kleiner Pause, gleich wieder da. So. Aber ist egal, weil es ist ein Pause, das heißt, es geht nahtlos weiter. Gut.
Hey there, Farozan. Have you made any progress?
Ah, you're just in time. I'm about to start digging right here.
Oh, you found the leyline disruptor already?
Such a simple problem could never confound me. Not long after entering the desert, I discovered a primal construct that was acting abnormally, so I followed it all the way here. Once I got near here, it suddenly disappeared. Something unusual must be happening around this area.
You're a true expert, Madam Farozan. You knew what to do right away.
Well, I do happen to have more experience than most. But that aside, has anyone completed this challenge yet?
Nope, not yet.
Well then, I suppose I'll be the first. What about that boy Tainari? Oh? And why's that?
He's not used to being out and about in the desert.
Huh. I didn't think he would have such a weakness. I suppose he could use a bit more training. What about the others? Is that Ratawahist girl still a bundle of nerves?
Tainari gave Layla some advice, and she seems to be doing a lot better now. Sino just started his search for the disruptors, and as for Hat Guy, well, who knows what he's thinking.
And what about Kaveh? Has he found a leyline disruptor yet?
Paimon doesn't think so, or our locators would have already let us know.
Strange. What's he lollygagging for? With his skills, you should have heard something from him by now. Well, I'm afraid the most thrilling moments are already done here. You should probably go find Kaveh and see how he's faring now. Here it comes. I think I'm about to strike gold.
Gather!
Let the show begin. Hey! Incoming! Ah!
Come on, stop following me! I already gave you all the food I had on me.
Okay, mein Nvidia Broadcast Mikro ist wieder mal mittendrin in die Küche gegangen und ich verstehe nicht warum. Es ist an, aber es kriegt keinen Ausschlag. What the fuck? Verstehe es nicht. Beenden. Boah. Broadcast starten. Es ist, glaube ich, aber auch eher seit ich den Nvidia-Treiber gewechselt habe. Von Studio auf Game Ready. Bin mir nicht sicher, aber es könnte damit zusammenhängen. Eventuell ändere ich das nochmal wieder. Aber gut. Jetzt kriege ich auch wieder einen Ausschlag. Okay, Moment. So. Das heißt, die letzten 2 Minuten oder 3 Minuten aber nicht gehört, was ich gesagt habe. Von daher. Passt schon. Was soll's. War nichts Wichtiges. Ich wollte nur was überprüfen mit der Szenerie. Na gut.
You can cry all you want. I don't have any more food. All I have left is a half bottle of water, and I can't possibly give you that. Without water, traveling in the desert will be incredibly difficult, and I still need to find what I'm looking for. Mirak, can you help me out here? Keep them away.
Sein scheiß Koffer hat einen Namen und ist digital und what the fuck? Ist ein Computer? Merak. War nicht doch, Merak gab es doch in LC, also Last Chaos. Zwar nicht so geschrieben, aber prinzipiell. Doch, bin ich mir sicher.
Hey, there you are! Farbe told us to come see how you're doing. What are you up to?
Just thinking about it makes me upset. Not long after I entered the desert, I was accosted by these fellows. I don't know why, but they didn't leave the competition grounds, and now the ley line disruptions have left them confused and circling around the area. The moment they saw me, they wouldn't leave me alone. They even cheated me out of my limited food supply. Hey, didn't I ask you to keep them away?
Kave, is this flying metal thingy yours?
That's right. This is my toolbox, Mirak.
Your toolbox? Huh. It seems pretty fancy. Hey there! Can you understand us?
Why is it here with you?
Sometimes I need to carry things when I go out, so it's handy to have a portable toolbox.
Well, this definitely doesn't look like an ordinary toolbox, that's for sure.
It's a long story. When I was working in the desert, I ran into a merchant group who had a machine core they excavated from some tomb. It was clearly from King Deshret's civilization. His technology still isn't fully understood, and Kasharawar has many different opinions on this topic. Our current theories cannot explain such mysteries. Upon seeing such a rare, complete specimen before me, I forked over all the mora on my person to purchase it. Some time back, I wanted to make an automated case that could store my offloaded items. With that core, I created Mirak. It can't understand commands that are too complex, but it can serve as my assistant and help me with things like mapping and surveying. Most importantly, it can't talk, so it can't give me any attitude. Oh, yes. Thanks for helping hide the fact that I live at Alhatham's place earlier.
Well, Pawn was the one who gave it away in the first place.
Sorry.
I hope this season of my life ends soon, so I can get things back on track. Things just started going downhill at some point. Maybe it all started when my mom remarried and left for Fontaine. Or maybe it all started when I spoke to Alhatham in the library. Or maybe it's because constructing the Palace of Alcazar's array burned through my funds. I'm still paying off the debt from that one. Oh, when's this going to end? Now that I think about it, I guess we're all unlucky here. It's not like any of you asked to be trapped in a ley line disruption. Okay, let me get you all out.
Kaveh, aren't you going to look for the ley line disruptors?
Yes, but I can't just leave them here, can I? Oh, forget it. The more I think about this, the more I feel a headache coming on. I'll get back to searching once I get them out of here. Time's a-wasting. I'm off.
Kaveh looks like he's conflicted. He really wants to win, but he can't ignore those he wants to help.
He's a unique character.
Paimon's always felt like he's the type who easily gets himself into tough spots. Paimon doesn't mean this in an insulting way, but he seems like the kind of guy who'd be really easy to take advantage of.
You're certainly cool with the truth.
Whoa, someone's done already!
That was quick. I wonder who it is. Ja, Farbe-san wahrscheinlich.
Paimon also wants to know. Let's go back and ask Al-Haytham.
Mhm. Warum müssen wir nicht ihn fragen? Haben wir nicht selber ein Gerät? Oh. Wait. Sino? Farbe ist jetzt da unten. Farbe ist mal auch da unterwegs. Okay. Sino oder Skara? Wobei ich Skara bezweifle. Aber wer weiß. Dupdi-dupdi-du, so.
Committed to memory.
Okay, da wird nichts mehr kommen wahrscheinlich.
Shh, quiet. I'm currently trying to find a way out of here.
Also so schwer ist das jetzt eigentlich nicht, aber wenn du meinst. Gut, was will der Fasan?
Here it comes. I think I'm about to strike gold.
Okay, nichts Neues. Aber wenn ich schon hier bin. Verdammt. Nicht lange genug gedrückt. Dann nehme ich die Pflanzen mal mit. Weil davon dürfte ich keine mehr haben. Die letzten habe ich genutzt, um Farbe-san komplett hochzuziehen auf 80, 90. Layla wird auch nichts Neues sagen, oder? Zweifle ich einfach mal. Achso, sie ist ja unten drin. Immer diese Leute, die irgendwie sich in Höhlen unten verstecken. Na gut. Aber im Ernst. Warum zum Teufel hängt sich irgendwie der Broadcast andauernd auf? Das ist auch neu. Hä? Ist sie doch oben? Ist sie oben? Das würde mich jetzt wundern. Ist sie jetzt ganz oben oder nicht? Tatsache, sie ist ganz oben. Verdammt. Layla.
There's a few things that seem a little off about this place. Let me collect my thoughts for a second.
Wenn sie halt diesen dämlichen Hut auf hätte. Oder wenn Cookie nicht ihre komische Maske auf hätte. Dann würde ich mit den Charakteren sehr viel mehr anfangen können, wahrscheinlich. Aber gut. Hier nach... Oh. Ja, da muss es Sino sein.
I see. 20 years ago.
20 Jahre zuvor hat Gold Roger, beziehungsweise Goldie Roger, das One Piece versteckt. Whatever. Also mal, war nicht hier auch... Stimmt, ich muss nochmal gucken. In irgendeinem Patch stand doch hier random mal Candace rum. Ja, jetzt nicht mehr. Hat sich wohl geklärt. Zack. Naja, Sino, okay.
Verification complete. Congratulations on being this round's first winner, Sino.
Ooh, so Sino was the quickest.
I am from Spontamod, after all. We know a lot about ley lines, so finding a disruptor was never going to be particularly difficult for me.
Since the Traveler and Paimon also happen to be here, do you have anything you want to say?
Anything I want to say? My friend couldn't continue on, so failure was never an option. The bonds of yesterday will forge the road to tomorrow. With the ties of friendship that bind us, I won't lose to anyone. That's a line from King of Invocations, one of my favorite works, and it sums up my thoughts right now.
It might be a good thing that Tainari isn't here, or else he'd give Sino a good smack right about now.
Der Blick von Nilu. Oh mein Gott. That's so Sino.
Oh, wow. It's already so late. Everyone's probably running low on food and water. It'll only get harder from here on out.
Something similar happened in King of Invocations. What a classic.
Any thoughts on that, Alhaitham?
I have no thoughts regarding King of Invocations.
Milu obviously wasn't asking about that.
Deserts are much more dangerous at night, so this competition should be nearing its end. At the moment, only Farazan, Layla, and Kaveh remain.
I wonder who the next person to find a disruptor will be.
Oh, Sino hat sich quasi damit auch disqualifiziert, anscheinend. Okay.
Wait, only 3 people are left? Tainari forfeited, and Sino's already done. What about Hat Guy?
Ah, okay, also doch nicht. Er hat doch abgeschlossen. Gut.
He also forfeited not long ago.
Ugh, Paimon can't understand what he's thinking at all. But, like Alhaitham said, this round's almost over. Let's go see what the other contestants are doing.
The weather today might affect this round.
Mhm. Na komm.
I'm not sweating too much, am I? Oh, it'd be so embarrassing if that was caught on camera.
Wow.
Things are really heating up now. You can feel the contestants' passion too, can't you, Alhaitham?
Compared to the abstraction of human emotions, the desert heat is easier to intuit. Tainari made the right decision to forfeit.
Mhm. Ach, und du jetzt ja nicht, aber was ist klar?
I see everything.
Du auch nicht? Okay.
Are you alright?
Much better. Aru Village's hospitality sure is something. 2 whole pitchers of water, to be precise.
If your throat's too wet as a result, I can provide some dry humor.
No, thanks. Much appreciated, though.
Was zum Fix sind Pinchers? Gab es nicht mal eine Hunderasse, die so hieß? Zwergpinscher oder so? Pinscher. Ja, Enter. Leo. Diktschlühe Leo. Der längst über... Meine Güte. Zustimmung weiter. Die Scheren, Pfennigfuchser. Nö. Appenspalter. Habe ich das Wort jetzt mir falsch gemerkt? Keine Ahnung. Egal. Gut, wir sollen zu Layla, also gehe ich zu Farusan. Oder wenn die jetzt sagt, dass sie immer noch nach Gold gräbt, quasi, dann gehe ich zu Layla direkt hoch. Hä? Wo ist denn die jetzt schon wieder hin?
How weird. The locator says that Madame Faruzan's nearby, but where?
Ah, danke. Das gleiche Problem wie vorhin mit, Dingens. Bad Guy und so weiter. Komme ich rechtzeitig vor allem. Komme ich irgendwie vernünftig zu KW darunter? Mal gucken. Dupdi-dupdi-dupdi-du. Hat man es jetzt gehört? Keine Ahnung. War nur ein Lineal. Ah, so. Könnt auch mal nachher, glaube ich, den Elden Ring Manga endlich mal lesen. Problem ist nur, dass ich dann jedes Mal mir wieder merken muss, was passiert ist. Wenn ich dann aber auf alle alten Ausgaben warte. Nee, oh Gott, alte Ausgaben. Nee, was soll ich sagen? Wenn ich ihn jetzt lese, dann muss ich beim nächsten Mal wieder den ersten lesen, wenn der zweite rauskommt, weil ich vergessen habe, was im ersten passiert ist. Pi mal Daumen. Wobei das bei einem Buch jetzt direkt noch geht. Und so viel wird es wahrscheinlich nicht geben. Aber es gibt genug Manga-Reihen, die bei mir im Schrank stehen. Eigentlich 2, um genau zu sein. Oder okay, 3 vielleicht. Die ich nicht lese, weil, ja, entweder kenne ich sie, okay, dann sind sogar ein paar mehr, wenn ich sie schon kenne. Ja, wo ich einfach nur die vorherigen Bände nochmal lesen müsste, weil ich vergessen habe, was da genau passiert ist. Weil es jahrelang her ist, bevor ich die nächsten Bände hatte. Aber gut, ist egal, passt schon. So, KW.
Shh, quiet. I'm current.
Okay, gut. Der hat nichts Neues. Parosan ist verschwunden. Wie auch immer das passiert ist. Dann auf zu Layla. Okay, du bist unten aus irgendwelchen Gründen. Bist du runtergefallen oder was? Oh, Moment. Käfer. Irgendwann Mikro? Ja, Mikro geht. Gut.
Hello again. You know, it suddenly occurred to me that you guys have had to do a lot of running around this time. Don't you find it tiring?
It's not bad. Yeah, a little.
Well, in that case, let's take a short breather here. The desert's getting colder now that night's falling, and the wind can really sting your face because of all the sand in it. Has anyone finished this round yet?
Sino's already shut one down. Have you made any progress yet?
I circled the whole area, but I didn't find anything. But I did have the chance to think some more about that thing that was weighing on my mind, and I realized something.
And what was that?
Well, my fellow Retawahist members must have all put my name forward for different reasons, and maybe a lot of them only picked me because they wanted to watch me make a fool of myself. But be that as it may, I believe that a lot of them genuinely do expect great things from me. And I want to live up to their expectations. I don't want them to regret putting my name down.
Huh? But doesn't thinking like that put a lot of pressure on you?
Of course, that comes with some amount of pressure for sure. But now I've thought about it, I don't feel like this is something I have to do. Instead, it's something I want to do. That may not sound like a huge difference to you, but it's helped me relax a lot. So don't worry about me.
Well, that's great!
Also, now that I've relaxed, I'm suddenly really sleepy. I think I'll just take a quick nap. Just a quick one. But the competition isn't over yet. Oh, Layla. She's really a bundle of nerves, isn't she?
Wait, you're...
Sleepwalking Layla? Aber Layla? Ich hätte ihre Quest spielen sollen, oder?
Good to see you too. It's nice to be out. Feels like I've been cooped up inside for quite a while. Well, since I'm here, I guess I should help her finish this. What are we supposed to be doing here again? Finding a ley line disruptor, was it? Let me see. Looks like she's basically gathered all the information she needs. It won't take long to wrap this up. Come with me, you two.
Wieso ist immer mal spitze Elfenohren? Ich sollte die Hangouts endlich mal spielen, glaube ich.
Do you ever get the feeling that the ley lines have a regular flow? Similar to the way that celestial bodies follow fixed orbits. If we were looking down from on high, I wonder whether we'd find that the ley lines are just the reflections of the stars upon the Earth. Not all astrological phenomena can be directly observed. Some are deductions based on other details that we know. It's the same situation with the ley lines. The parts of them that are hidden underground can be identified via elemental energy, sound, and other phenomena.
Und vor allem, die ist schnell und die Layla gefällt mir besser. Die redet vernünftig. Nicht so sleepy und so
Plus,
weiter.
now that someone has shut one of the disruptors down, the contrast between before and after can provide me with further information still. Let me see. It should be here, I think.
Ja. Und sie kann gut rennen.
This should be it, right? I'll turn it off. That should restore the ley lines in the area to normal.
Nice work!
Again, I didn't do any of the real work. I'm just wrapping up. She'll probably wake up soon. No doubt she'll be a little disoriented at first, but once she's got her bearings, she'll go and report that she shut down this disruptor. Will you be staying here for a while? Or are you going to check on the other contestants?
Oh, time to check our locator. Whoa, it looks like Kaveh and Farozan are headed towards the same place.
Perhaps they're about to find the lost disruptor. Also, speaking of Kaveh, he's an interesting one.
Why do you say that?
Before the second round, he had a chat with the other me. He said that worries can be like illnesses. They don't always have a magic cure. Sometimes you just have to endure them as best you can until they run their course. But the way I see it, his situation is much worse than my other self's. She just hadn't found what she wanted to do at the moment, which is why she felt lost. Kaveh, meanwhile, knows what he wants to do. He's convinced that he has to win, and yet he still seems conflicted. He doesn't have a second personality, but somehow he still seems that he's at odds with himself in some way. I don't know exactly how to describe it. It's like he's smiling on the outside, but there's no joy inside, only sorrow. Still, who knows? He must be more experienced than me. Maybe he's just better at dealing with it all than I am. But back to the topic of wrapping up. Shouldn't you be getting back to the action to record how everything plays out? Last one, then the round's over.
Oh, true. Okay then, guess I'll be going now. We'll keep everything you said in mind. Kaveh and Farozan were super confident at the start, but it turns out they're the last ones to find the disruptor. But between the two of them, who's going to get there first? Let's head over quick.
Das erklärt auch, warum sich Layla nicht daran erinnert hat, dass sie Farozan in der Library getroffen hat. Und ich sage extra Library, weil Library deutlich angenehmer auszusprechen ist als Bibliothek. Aber okay. Okay, beide da unten irgendwo. Ui. Ach, hier? Nee. Dass hier nichts passiert ist, wundert mich bis heute noch. Aber gut, bevor ich jetzt mich gleich um die beiden kümmere, ich muss noch mal ganz kurz AFK. Dementsprechend eben Pause und so weiter und so fort. Bis gleich. So, gut. Kann weitergehen. Ja. Hi.
It should be around here.
Erstmal, der Radius ist extrem groß, bis so eine Quest triggert. Und zweitens, es war gerade Tag, warum ist auf einmal Nacht? Ich meine, gut. Questtechnisch, ja, aber trotzdem. What?
Finally found it.
Kaveh? Are you?
Oh, Madame Faruzan. And here I thought you would have finished this round by now.
Faruzan, Kaveh! Oh, looks like Layla's already done.
I didn't expect that you and I would find a disruptor at the same time. How are the other contestants doing?
Tainari and Hat Guy forfeited, while Sino and Layla are already done. You two are the only ones left. Huh? That's weird. Didn't you start digging really early on?
Yes, I kept digging, but instead of finding a disruptor, I found a ruin. I fell down pretty deep, and it was completely dark in there. It took me quite some time to unlock the various mechanisms and return to the surface.
That's actually really impressive.
Finishing a week's worth of trials in such a short time. Huh. That's pretty amazing, Madame Faruzan.
What about you? Why are you so late?
I encountered a lot of lost desert foxes along the way, and I brought them to the outskirts of the competition zone. When I came back, I was absolutely parched. And then I blacked out. Probably from the heat, you know? When I woke up, it was already night. I used the last of my strength to come here.
A most curious reason indeed. But are you sure you're all right? It sounds like you were in an incredibly dangerous situation. You said you were familiar with the desert, but the way you handle problems... It does feel rather at odds with your title as a genius.
It was problematic, but that had nothing to do with me being a genius. It was my decision. The way I did things wasn't optimal, but I wouldn't have been comfortable not doing it either. My conscience would have weighed on me.
Youths these days, each stranger than the next. But back to the main issue at hand. Since we are both very certain that this is where the final leyline disruptor is, let's dig it up then. Well, this is indeed it. Of that there is no doubt. But how shall we count the score this time? What is it, youngster? You seem relieved.
Oh, nothing. I was just thinking that this round's finally over. There shouldn't be any more innocent creatures getting wrapped up in danger. As for the points, I guess we can draw lots again later. I can't think of anything better.
Alright, in that case, let's all head back to Aru Village. Paimon thinks you'll both need some water and rest.
Okay, und wer von den beiden nimmt jetzt die Punkte entgegen? Wahrscheinlich Kaveh diesmal. Einfach nur, damit sie es dann ausgleichen. Haben sie beide 2 Punkte und dann sind sie happy und zufrieden. Ach ja. War es das dann auch gleich schon für Tag 2? Wahrscheinlich. Ich will, glaube ich, die Quest bei Dori direkt hinterher werfe. Könnte ich eigentlich machen. Ja. Warum nicht? Klingt nach einem Plan.
Looks like the second round is over. I wonder who is faster, Kaveh or Madame Faruzan? Huh? Where's Madame Faruzan?
She went to get water. She'll be back shortly. We basically arrived at the same time, so we'd like to draw lots again.
You get caught up in some things so easily, like drawing lots.
I'm not caught up in anything! Don't make it sound like I take pleasure in having bad luck!
Really? Then should I say that you have a curious affinity for drawing lots?
I'll go get the box and slips of paper for the lots. Please wait a moment.
Oh, here we go again. Let's see how I fare.
I got it! Did you see that? I won!
Lass mich raten, Faruzan hat Nilu bestochen, dass sie zweimal Kaveh aufschreibt.
Congratulations!
Looks like Kaveh's luck's taking a turn for the better.
Finally! After all this time!
It looks like you've been rewarded for your tribulations in the desert. This round's points are yours.
And with that, our second round is done. Sino, Layla, and Kaveh are our victorious contestants. As for the current standings, let me see. Sino and Layla both have 4 points, putting them both in first place. The rest in descending order are Tighnari, Faruzan, Kaveh, and Hakai. The next round will be the final one. Please rest up before then, everyone. I heard that some stalls at the Wisdom Gala are debuting new games, so feel free to drop by if you're interested. Otherwise, see you next round.
Okay, das war's echt schon. Suspicious aroused. Go play attack me above. Aha, was? Achso, doch nicht zu Ende. Okay. Sollte ich eventuell jetzt doch erst mit drinnen die Dionok? Ach komm, scheiß drauf. Ist ja keine Voraussetzung dafür. Von daher. Passt schon. Gut. Ist sogar keiner.
It feels like something's been on your mind this entire time.
The white-haired man I saw before the competition started. That secret conversation we overheard after the first round ended. Also.
Traveler, Paimon. I finally found you.
Finally? Did something happen?
Don't you feel like there's something off about this year's Academia Extravaganza?
Keine Ahnung, das ist mein erstes Mal hier.
When Candace and I were at the cafe earlier, we might have caught sight of some mercs on business. Thing is, they were disguised as tourists here to shop. But no disguise can mask the stench of blood. Just from their suspicious looks, I bet they do dirty work like kidnapping or assassinations.
We eavesdropped on them for a while. Their target seems to be someone called Sachin.
Sachin? Isn't that the person who Karina mentioned during the opening ceremony? He's apparently the sponsor behind the competition prizes and the Diadem of Knowledge, but he hasn't shown himself at all.
Sounds like a rich person, all right. It makes sense now. The Eremites have been struggling to make ends meet recently, so a lot of groups have been doing private work that involves the rich. In their words, one gig sets you up for half a year. Just one job like this nets them enough mora to take it easy for a while.
The extravaganza has brought many tourists to Sumeru City all at once, so it's likely that they took advantage of the bustle to sneak in. Dia and I wanted to directly capture them, but they were on guard and made some excuse to slip away.
I would have tied him up if it wouldn't have caused a scene. Who's legally supposed to take care of this kind of thing? The Matra or the Corps of 30?
If Sino were here, he'd definitely get involved. Why don't we head over to the Academia and tell Amatra? Thanks a million, you two.
Not at all. It was coincidence on our part as well.
Yeah, don't sweat it. The Eremites' reputation is gonna get even worse if these scumbags succeed. But this is Sumeru City. Candace and I don't have as much freedom to act here, so we're leaving this in your hands.
Should you require our aid, come find us at the cafe.
Paimon's noticed that something's bugging you. Is it the extravaganza? 'Cause Paimon's starting to think that there's more than meets the eye here, too. But thinking like this isn't doing anything. Let's just go find Amatra.
Okay. Und sie hat gesagt, im Café sind sie. Kann ich aber jetzt sogar direkt hier schon hochklettern? Dann bin ich doch hier in der Ecke direkt, oder? Oh mein Gott, ich finde Shortcuts in der Stadt. Finally. Ach, einmal kurz gucken gehen, ob die da drinnen hocken und ich sie knipsen kann. Nö. Nö. Tatsache.
I'm surprised anyone has the guts to try to pull off something like this during the extravaganza. Just goes to show how tempting a fortune like Sachine's is. What would you do if a sum of mora like that suddenly landed in your lap?
I don't know. I've never thought about it.
Come on, first thing off the top of your head. How would you spend it?
Buying food, finding water sources. That kind of thing, I guess?
Ach, gut, Mensch halt. Nein.
This is good coffee.
Aha.
Everyone hold hands.
There's not much harm that a bunch of small-time crooks can do. But this whole Sachine affair, something about it strikes me as strange.
Okay. Gut. Wo muss ich hin? Nach oben. Machen wir mal so. Geht ein bisschen schneller. Düb, die düb, die düb, die du.
Hey, isn't that the Matra we investigated Siraj with? Arav, wasn't it? Let's go talk to him.
Wer zum Fick war nochmal Siraj? Ich kann mir auch die ganzen Namen nicht merken. Vor allem die von irgendwelchen random NPCs.
Hello, both. It's been a while. Do you have any issues to report? Someone's planning to kidnap Sachine. Goodness. Though I suppose it's not all that surprising. The growing popularity of the extravaganza has given him quite the reputation boost as its sponsor. He's seen as one of these super rich types.
Well, since he's got a target on his back now, shouldn't you send some people to protect him?
To tell you the truth, we've thought about doing just that. However, Sachine apparently prefers to spend most of his time out doing field work, and hardly ever comes back to Sumeru City. No one has been able to contact him. Our only lead is something he once said. Each time the Inter-Darshan Championship is held, I will be watching from close by to choose a suitable person to inherit my estate. Assuming he remains committed to that promise, then he must be right here in the city somewhere. I suspect that the Eremites in question must have heard about that as well, and decided to come here and try their luck.
So, they shouldn't know where Sachine is either, right?
I would assume not. Anyway, Mahamatra Saino is still on vacation, so I'll handle this. Don't you worry. A couple of kidnappers aren't gonna get very far in Sumeru City these days. I have my ways of forcing them out into the open. All of that said, if you're interested in Sachine's story, why don't you try tracking him down as well? The sooner we ascertain his whereabouts, the quicker we can act to ensure his safety. I mean, you could task all the Matra and the whole Corps of 30 with someone's protection, but if the client doesn't show themselves, there's nothing we can do to help them.
Fair point. Guess we should start searching for him too, but where should we start?
Do Matra have any information at all on Sachine?
None, I'm afraid. He's never committed any crimes or broken academic protocol, so we don't have a very detailed file on him. I've heard that Alhaitham has now stepped down from his post as acting Grand Sage and is back to being the scribe again. Maybe it's worth checking to see if he knows anything.
Good idea! Okay, we'll head back to the extravaganza venue and see if we can find him.
Aha. Und das fährt man einfach so nebenbei. Von mir aus. So. Zack. Und zack. Achso, und jetzt sind die auf einmal beide wieder hier, oder was? Mhm.
Hey, Nilu, have you seen Alhaitham anywhere?
Alhaitham? Why, what is it?
We're trying to track down someone and we need him to pull up some records for us.
Oh, I see. Sorry, I don't know where he went. He's always the first to leave after the competition ends, and he never tells anyone where he'll be going.
Huh. Yeah, actually, that sounds about right for him.
Let me think. To be honest, he doesn't seem very interested in the extravaganza, so he probably doesn't stick around longer than he has to. To him, being a commentator is just extra work he was roped into. Do you guys know of any places he'd go after work?
Tavern? Maybe he went home?
Ooh, maybe. Paimon remembers that his house isn't that far from here, so we might as well check it out.
Nicht so weit entfernt. Naja. Ja gut. Wenn man halt erstmal über die Mauer gekommen ist. Wobei... Wie kommt man eigentlich hier auf normalem Wege hin? Doch nur von da draußen oder nicht? Ist ja nicht so, als ob die normalen Leute hier die ganze Zeit über die Dächer klettern und einen Gleiter dabei haben. Naja, was soll's. Hä? Achso, ist neben weiter oben oder was? War das nicht das Haus? Das hier? Okay.
Let's try knocking.
Wirklich, das kann man nicht animieren und mit einer Soundfile einspielen.
No answer? Maybe no one's home.
Man kann es doch einspielen, okay.
Hello? Oh, hey, Thumb? Are you in? We need your help with something.
Oh, it's you two?
Oh, Kaveh, you're home.
Come on in, I'll get the door for you.
We didn't hear a peep when we first knocked. We thought no one was home.
Well, I can't be too careful. If someone from the academia came here looking for Alhaitham, and I opened the door for them without thinking, before long the whole city would know that I'm living here.
Oh. Geht es ihm darum, dass die Leute denken, er wäre broke? Oder geht es darum, dass die Leute denken, dass er mit Arif eine Beziehung hätte? Ich bin mir nicht mehr sicher mittlerweile. Naja.
You're pretty conscientious about this, huh? So, what happens if someone comes inside looking for him while you're at home?
It's fine, as long as I stay in my own room. Anyway, why would someone just barge in here looking for him? Most people have better things to do.
Fair enough. So do you know where he is at the moment?
What do you think? Who knows what he does in his free time? All that matters to me is that he's out of the house.
Did you have a quarrel or something?
I wouldn't call it that. He's just incapable of saying anything pleasant at all. I told him how the second round went. I won the lot draw, remember? Because of good karma, of course. My luck's on the rise. But him, being him... Oh, you wouldn't believe what he said after I was done talking! You're always quick to remind me that you're my upperclassman, and yet you do not problem solve in the manner becoming of an upperclassman. This begs the question of why we attach prestige to seniority at all. What does he mean, manner becoming of an upperclassman? What, am I supposed to earn the title of upperclassman now? And he didn't stop there. He said, I'd encourage you to reflect on why you've ended up having to rely on luck every round. Frankly, it's incomprehensible to me how you've managed to make it to this age without acknowledging the proverbial elephant in the room of your life.
Yeah, that does sound like something Alhaitham would say.
I've had it with him. Every time I talk to him, it's the same way. He finds a way to infuriate me every single time. Anyway, the disdain is very much mutual between us, so I'll be moving out as soon as possible. I'm actually packing my things right now. He'll have to get used to doing his own cleaning and tidying from now on. See those perfectly hung paintings on the walls? They're coming with me too. If his life wasn't utterly devoid of artistic sensibility already, it certainly will be after today.
Wait, you're moving out already? But the competition isn't even over yet. How can you afford it?
Well, obviously I can't just yet. I'm just packing early to get ahead of the game. I've got my new place picked out already. The moment I have my hands on the prize money, I'm going to buy it and move my things right in. It'll take me 3 days tops to move out of here for good. I now know what I have to do to achieve this goal. No matter what happens in the third round, I will win. I will emerge triumphant. You'll see.
Well, we'll be rooting for you. But are you sure you'll be alright?
In what way?
Layla said that she thinks you'll get caught up in internal conflict.
Meaning what exactly? Oh, don't tell me you think I have serious personality flaws too.
Oh, we didn't say that. But think about it. You say you want to win, but you also turned Farozan down when she offered to give you her points. Plus, you took it upon yourself to help those desert foxes.
Wait, what's so unusual about all that? I gave you my reasons. I would have felt guilty otherwise. Where's the conflict in that?
Why would you feel guilty?
Well, when you put it like that, yes, why indeed? It's a good question. I guess it's just in my nature. Plus, if I just did nothing, then there'd be no escaping the blame if something bad came of it later down the line.
But thinking like that all the time must make your life so exhausting. Not to mention that by helping out, you put yourself at risk. Fainting in the middle of the desert, for example. Was that really worth it?
It's complicated. Look, let's maybe leave this conversation for another time. What was it you needed Alhaitham's help with, anyway?
We'd like him to help us look into Sachin.
Sachin? Huh. He did actually mention a Sachin recently. I remember he brought a few documents home that day. He was thinking out loud as he looked through them, making some notes and doodling as he went. He even suggested that I should take a look, but I didn't. Give me a moment. Let me go find them.
Ja, ich warte.
Ah, this is the one. Here, take it.
You sure he'd be okay with this?
Huh, with taking liberties? He's certainly okay with helping himself to my beer whenever he pleases. And anyway, he did ask me if I wanted to read his notes. I didn't see the point at the time, so he just left them on the side. He doesn't leave documents lying around unless he's okay with other people reading them. It's fine, I promise.
Cool, if you say so. Okay, let's see what he's got on Sachin.
Messages, documents on the table. Bla. Wieso sehen eigentlich die Sofas hier aus wie Betten? Das sind doch Sofas, oder? Es müssen Sofas sein. Weil hier drinnen sind ja... Nee, hier ist ein... Es ist wahrscheinlich das Zimmer von einem von beiden. Und hier ist dann... einfach mal nichts drin, kein Bett. Und wo machen sie sich hier Essen? Hier ist keine Küche. Hier ist kein Bad. Achso, lass ich raten. Hier ist Badezimmer oder Küche hinten dran, im Baum. Und das ist wahrscheinlich dann... Ja gut, Archivems. Investigate. Och nö. Och leck mich. Tabletop document. Sachin was born to a wealthy family and his father Rashput was a renowned merchant in Sumeru. With many properties to his name. To his name. At the age of 9, Sachin enrolled into Vahumana and received excellent grades. At the age of 15, he completed all of his courses and graded first in class. His accomplishments greatly lauded by the sages. At the age of 16, Sachin ventured out and began to research the local environment and customs. His travels took him throughout Sumeru's rainforests and deserts. When Sachin was 23 years old, his father Rashput passed away. Sachin returned to Sumeru City to take over his father's business and spent 2 years here. At the age of 25, Sachin once again ventured into the desert to conduct field research. Records show that he traveled with a caravan and lived in Aro village for a period of time. At the age of 32, Sachin returned to Sumeru City. He looked rivered and weary, his mental state in shambles. Much speculation arose amongst outsiders, but Sachin locked himself in his room and did not respond. At the age of 33, Sachin entrusted all of his properties to the Academia and pledged to donate all proceeds to the Academia. He then wrote a contract regarding the use of the proceeds and property ownership. The following is an excerpt quoted from Sachin when the contract was signed. A minimum of 30% of all revenue generated from the business will be used to fund prizes for the International Championship, which will encourage young prodigies to actively participate in the competition. I will also be donating my entire collection, the most prominent item of which, the Diadem of Knowledge, will serve as a symbol of great honor in the International Championship. Only the winner of the competition may wear it. In addition, the Academia is only given the right to maintain and manage my properties. Ownership of them does not belong to the Academia, nor does it belong to me. Each year when the International Championship is held, I will keep a close eye on each candidate. If I particularly identify with a participant, I will reveal myself. I will then bequeath all of my wealth to this individual whom I judge worthy of my acknowledgement. They will have the usage rights to all assets and proxies on my name. I hope the community will respect any and all decisions made by that person. After the contract came to effect, Sachin returned to the desert to continue his investigations. But there has been no word from him since then. Many claim to have seen him in the desert, but none of such claims have been verified. 20 years have passed since then. Ach so. 20 Jahre wieder. Mhm.
That was a lot of information. Paimon's getting a headache. So, to sum up, Sachin put the Academia in charge of managing his estate and went off to do research, right? He even said that if he really liked one of the contestants, he wouldn't just give them a reward, but his entire estate as well. Oh, that must be worth heaps and heaps of mora.
What? Are you serious? All of Sachin's wealth, that's more than I could spend in a lifetime, surely. Heck, if I got chosen, I'd be able to pay off all my debts, then buy a new place, and still have cash to burn. I could build another Palace of Alcazar's Array, except this time, I'd make it 10 times bigger. Oh, then there's that new project in Port Ormos, of course. The bridge renovation. To do it properly would take upwards of...
Hey, snap out of it! You're getting way ahead of yourself there, mister.
You're right. First, I need to focus on winning and moving out of this place.
Huh? Wait a moment. There's a loose slip of paper tucked in between these pages. Did Alhaitham write this? It looks like he was jotting ideas down as he was thinking things over. Let's see. Two phrases have been circled. Sachin, dead or alive, unknown, and Diadem of Knowledge. Some of this stuff is just plain incomprehensible. Is this written in some other language?
Let me see. Huh. I recognize this script. Give me a second. Lofty ideals may provide no defense at all against nihilism, but perhaps little decisions can. That's a rough translation anyway. I can't guarantee it's 100% accurate. There's another smaller line of text underneath. Why would he bring that up?
Wow, it's so cool that you can actually read this script!
We worked together on a project once when we were students. The title was Decoding the Runes and Architectural Philosophy of the Ruins of King Deshret's Civilization. I had to familiarize myself a little with this script at the time.
Oh, interesting. So, any idea what Alhaitham meant by all this?
Who knows? The way his mind works is one of the great mysteries of the world.
Fair enough. Well, guess we've learned all we can here.
Let's hope our roughs made some progress.
Yeah, he better catch those crooks. But until then, let's just head out for a stroll.
A Rite of Providence Act 2 complete. Beginnings and Endings. Okay. Ja, kann ich nochmal...
Did he leave these notes there on purpose? Or was this sheer coincidence? No. But if it wasn't a coincidence, then...
Okay. Dupti-dupti-dupt. Er wusste genau, was, dass wir hinterher schnüffeln. Wahrscheinlich wurden wir auch deswegen ausgesucht. Naja. So, dann das habe ich wieder. Die nächste Quest ist ja noch ein paar Tage jetzt hin. Oder morgen, glaube ich. Ich habe keine Ahnung. Ja, komm. Ich mache jetzt einfach die Quest hier hinterher. Oder The Incident from 20 years ago. Ich mach mal einen kurzen Pause und guck mal nach, wie lange die Quest geht ungefähr. Moment. Okay, ist recht kurz. So 10 Minuten vielleicht. Also 15, wenn ich vorlese. Dafür lohnt sich keine eigene Aufnahme. Also mache ich es jetzt. Hallo Dori. Verdammt, sie spricht nicht selber. If you decide to buy something from me oder so eine Art. Palmer's a little curious about your exclusive information. But we need to hear the price first. If it's too expensive, then forget it. I sell it to you for the fixed price of 1 million more. That's a lot, never mind. 1 million more can buy lots and lots of tasty food. Wait a sec, let me see. Palmer's customer number 1001 for today. The original cost of the mission was 1 million more, but for you the price is now free. Naja, come on. When the new such luck exists. Wait, you're not baiting us into spending, are you? Maybe the first sentence is free, but not the next sentence. If you don't want it, fine. Next. Wait. Forget what Paimon said. We'll listen. Dora's exclusive scoop number 1. Do you remember the diadem of knowledge? Paimon remembers that only the champion was entitled to wear the diadem. It seemed very valuable. Exactly. The diadem that Shashin gave to Akimia was a rather expensive antique. Yet this very diadem, after it was donated to Akimia, was lost by them once before. Why didn't we hear about this? If everyone knew about this, would my information still be considered exclusive? Of course, information doesn't come from nowhere. I've got witnesses too. There's a young fellow named Kashmir from the suburbs. If you're interested in delving Farbe, you could ask him. The person is the incident from 20 years ago. Okay. Suburbs. Was ist das überhaupt? Achso, House of Dina-Symbol. Ja, Suburbs mit nur 2 Häusern. Das ist halt leider... Das ist leider so ein bisschen traurig immer. Aber das hat jedes Game eigentlich, was nicht gerade eine Großstadt hat. Wie in GTA oder so. Kashmir. Who are you guys? Is there something you need? That incident from 20 years ago. I guess I shouldn't have told anyone. Last time I had too much to drink and blubbered a little too much, and now people are seeking me out. Since you are curious, I guess I'll tell you. I was just 6-year-old. I was just a 6-year-old 20 years ago, so I can remember clearly what happened at the time. But recently I read a diary I kept when I was a child, and vaguely recalled the situation back then. The International Championship was also held that year. There were 3 rounds. The last of which was outside the city. I begged my mom to take me out of town to see it, and when she refused, I snuck out. And then? I ended up getting lost out the city in the middle of nowhere. There was no one around. I grew more and more frightened and began to cry. That's when I saw some strange creatures. I can't remember what they looked like. I only remember how, as a child, I stopped crying at the sight of them. Strange creatures, they must be Zaranara. They took me to the competition. Unfortunately, by the time we got there, it was too late. It was already over. Just when I disheartened, I suddenly saw one of those strange creatures slowly dragging a crown along. It was a beautiful crown, shining in the moonlight. I could not help but follow it. I saw the little fellow hide the crown in a hollow tree before disappearing. I wanted to touch that crown, but at the moment I could hear the distant cries of my mother. It turns out she figured out I was lost and got her neighbors to go looking for me. I never got to touch it. It was until I was older, when I saw the diadem of knowledge at the International Championships, that I realized it was the same thing. Alright, do you remember where that diadem ended up? It's probably in the Vidya forest, but I've been back a few times and I haven't found anything. No one would believe me if I told them. Alas, even I can't remember it clearly. Perhaps it was a dream I had when I was a child. Well, should we go look for it, Anisha? Ja, warum nicht? Continue looking for clues. Einfach bei den Arana nachfragen. Okay. Mitten in der Pampa irgendwie. Diesen Baum habe ich schon mal angesprochen. Also nicht angesprochen, sondern erkundet. Ach stimmt, da war eine kleine Hütte drin oben. Das erinnert mich auch so ein bisschen daran. Ah. Stimmt ja. Oh Gott, das ist auch schon wieder 9 Monate oder so her, dass das ganze Jahr angefangen hat. Oha. Zack. Mhm. There's a hole in the tree. It seems completely empty and there's nothing in it. Wait, there's a note here. The good Arakasyapa, how to read. Arakasyapa must protect the good Nara. What's this supposed to mean? Sachin's article asks you for information. Okay. Faint traces of writing can be seen on the revered note. The good Nara taught... Ja. Das heißt, Sachin hat dem Aranara Schreiben beigebracht. Und Sachin war vor 20 Jahren, ja gut, 12 oder so. Wobei, nee. Der wird da auch schon 20, 30 gewesen sein. Zu dem Zeitpunkt mit 33 hat er seine Sachen vererbt. Er war schon 33 zu dem Zeitpunkt. Das heißt, der Typ ist jetzt irgendwie in den 50ern. Aber okay. Well, if it is not Nishan Paimon yet again. I have the latest update on the Khmer extravaganza. Would you like to hear it? How much is it? It's free. Isn't Lord Sangama Bay generous? Do you guys remember Sachin? The guy who sponsored the Khmer extravaganza. Paimon hears that the prize money and light of knowledge came from him. Bingo. In fact, not long ago when I was doing business on the desert, I met an old businessman. And guess what I got from him? A dealer's ledger. With it, I can avoid dangerous areas in the desert and go to more places. Of course, the most important thing is that the ledger mentions Sachin. It turned out that Sachin had been to the desert to investigate the people's local conditions and customs. He also had cordial exchanges with the traveling merchants in the desert. Much of the text is lost, but this is a first-hand account of the big sponsor behind the Khmer extravaganza. Would you like a look? Okay, let's have a look at then. The sandstorms are raging, the caravan has stalled. We ran into a scholar calling us Sachin. He said he could sponsor the caravan, provided that we... This is a trial of human nature, betrayal, plunder. There was nothing we could do, no one could withstand. If I could do it all over again, I would never have taken that money. Then they wouldn't have had to die, and they wouldn't be living like this. A fate worse than death. People are the most terrifying animals in this world. Okay. This is all hard to understand. Dory, what does this all mean? What does this all mean? I'm afraid that if you need it analyzed, it will cost you an extra million more. Forget it then. Well, since you are not paying, that will be all for the special news. But let me give you a hint. There should be someone here who's been to a lot of Khmer extravaganzas. Perhaps you could talk to them. Talk to someone at the venue. Was? Aha. Ach, der Typ, der hier... Der Opa. Der Typ aus der Hauptquest halt. Dessen Name mir entfallen ist. Der mit dem Jungen halt irgendwie zusammen rumhängt. Mehr oder weniger. Was so Deva? Ne, definitiv nicht der, aber okay. Allah, seeing these young children, I can't help but reminisce about the past. The international mission has always been a stage for young talent. Unfortunately, not every genius will be successful eventually. Why do you say that? Geniuses are mostly stubborn and cold and find it hard to understand the pain of others. Empathetic people, on the other hand, often fall into self-doubt and depression. People who are not firm can only stand still, while people who are determined but walk down the wrong path refuse to look back. There's a lot to think about here. Sachin's article. Ah, den kann ich ja sogar echt erwischen. Nice. Du siehst gar nicht mehr so alt aus. Na gut, okay. Hovishka. But this year's Darshan Championship, my favorite has to be Sino. Aside from his skills as General Mahamudra, looking back at the tournament's history, this Bantamweight Darshan has the highest percentage of champions. Many people say that this Bantamweight Darshan produced many talented people such as Cyrus, Rosika, Lisa, Sino. Cyrus? Rosika sagt mir, es war Cyrus. Der Adventure Guild Cyrus oder was? The brighter the talent, the sooner the game will lose its suspense. The most exciting competition was still 20 years ago. At that time, my friend also participated in the game, and I went there to cheer for him. The last one was played in Avidya Forest. In the end, no one dared to approach them, and no one knew what was going on in the depths of the forest. Then he took me and shut down the competition. Later, the International Championship moved many of the events in which people fought to the death, discouraging people from being dispirited enough to do so. Bitte was? Friend, irgendwas? Hab jetzt nicht gelesen, egal. Let me think. He's honest and kind, but he's also vulnerable and sensitive. Most of all, he cares about us. When we're doing together, our time is filled with laughter and cheer. It's just too bad that it's all in the past now. Among the friends we drank with, some died, some disappeared. Some now live in seclusion. They say fate is fickle. Perhaps it's true. Looks like something did happen 20 years ago. Right, didn't Vika say us to seek him out if we had any questions? Where is Vikas? Now that we have time, why don't we ask him? Wer ist Vikas? The fuck? Die Quest ist saumäßig random, oder will ich mehr sein? Aber okay. Will schon seine Richtigkeit irgendwie haben. Du, ich kenne dich nicht. That incident from 20 years ago? Why the sudden question? Did you hear any particular information? Du bist noch viel zu jung dafür, aber egal. We fear that the diadem seems to have been lost 20 years ago and some contestants' personality has changed. You seem to know a lot about that. Because is there something you're not telling us? Not exactly. I was 5 years old when it happened. How could I know? But there are things I never told anyone. I'm actually a part of the Chimera Extravaganza's planning committee because of the influence of a senior colleague. That senior colleague and I met on a trip. He was a bit timid and would always flee and cover somewhere at the first sign of an emergency. One day, 4 years ago, I said to him, I want to go back to the Chimera. The Chimera Extravaganza is about to begin. And then, upon mentioning the Chimera Extravaganza, he got startled and said something about, it has nothing to do with me. When I said goodbye to him, he insisted on getting a drink with me. After several drinks, he started talking all sorts of nonsense. I also had too many, and in my drunken stupor I didn't really hear him that well. I only remember that he said he lost the diadem of knowledge for a while, he was in charge of the distribution and recovery of the diadem of knowledge, and that he nearly had a heart attack upon realizing that the diadem was missing. Fortunately, he finally found it in a tree hole. Ja, jetzt frage ich mich aber gerade. Du warst 5. Zu dem Zeitpunkt angeblich, wenn ich das nicht falsch habe. Nee, vor 4 Jahren hast du mit jemandem geredet. Das heißt aber, die andere Person muss schon älter gewesen sein. Das heißt, dieser older colleague ist wirklich older. Okay. Passt. Like the one we saw before. He said that the diadem of knowledge is a very valuable treasure, which is recorded in many ancient books. Legend has it that it was built by a famous craftsman in ancient times and carries a secret that no one knows. The gene had entrusted Akmia to safeguard the diadem after all. If my senior was responsible for the diadem's disappearance, he could not afford to pay for it with his meager wealth. Even if the loss was temporary, no one should know of it, lest Akmia find him guilty of gross negligence, whatever. So he covered it up. Yes, it seems that he also said that many people came to inquire about it, including children, but he said that the diadem had never been lost. But he was so scared that when things blew over, he quit his job and left Akmia. I drank too much that night, and when I woke up the next day, he was gone. The more I thought about it, the more I had the bad feeling that issues would crop up in the Chimera Extravaganza if entrusted to someone like him. I didn't have a job at the time, so I joined the Chimera Extravaganza planning committee. I tried to investigate things on the inside too, but I couldn't find anything. The diadem was found, and the man whose personality was said to have changed was dead, and there was nothing to be found. Still, 20 years is a long time, long enough that the people involved from the beginning no longer remember nor care. That's all I know. If you're curious, keep investigating. Maybe one day you'll discover the truth. That's easy for you to say. We don't have much to go on. Do you have any more information? Like where the senior colleague went? I haven't heard from him. Later I also went to the desert to look for him, but in the vast desert it was almost impossible to run into him. To make up for it, I do have some information on Sachin. Would you like to hear it? Sure, tell us. When I was traveling, I did so with an Eremite commander. While we were chatting, he said he came into possession of an article written by an academia researcher. He seemed to think it was something precious and refused to show it to anyone, only to let me peek at it at my request. I only caught a glimpse of it, but I saw that it was signed by Sachin. I didn't know who Sachin was, nor did I care. After joining the Academia Extravaganza Planning Committee, I found out that he was an important member of the Vahumana Darshan who sponsored the event. If you're interested, you can find the Eremite commander in the desert. He's usually in the Valley of Dari. Information related to Sachin? Alright, let's go take a look. Das ist schon länger, als was ich eigentlich gerade in den Videos gesehen habe, aber okay. Ach, the Mercenary Road, bla. Oh Gott. Okay, vor allem irgendwo im Nirgendwo. Okay. Irgendwie bist du viel zu jung, oder? So Hype. What do you want? Wow, this guy looks real fierce. Either say your piece or leave. I have no time for you. Actually, we heard that you have Sachin's article on you, so we were wondering if we could have a look. Are you kidding me? No, why would you ask that? It seems like you guys really don't know. Some time ago I had the article praised. Turns out it's nothing more than a personal travel journal that is of little value. He hired my father to keep him safe. That Sachin fellow would often walk, ask, write and mumble. There was one time his papers were blown away by the wind. He said it was no big deal. My father, however, thought that things written by intellectuals must be valuable. So he looked around for them at night with a torch. None among my family can read. My father cherished this article and then passed it on to me. I had no idea it was completely worthless. Sounds unfortunate, but do you still have it? Yes, you want to have a look? You can look at it as much as you want, since it's not worth anything. There's no need for me to be so stingy. Unclear notes. Once the gods reign supreme, all life flocked to them like sheep, seeking shepherds, and those who suffered did so in silence. Now divine power has dwindled while human wisdom has blossomed. However, those who suffer face suffering still. There is a saying in Libra that goes, life is like lodging at an inn, and in Azuma all things are but void. It hurts every time I read these words. I try to seek the reason for this. The wheel of time turns, and the only constant throughout Sumer's history is human nature. Since arriving in the desert, I have conducted a total of 64 experiments over the course of 7 years. Men are like prisoners or captured animals, feeding on each other's happiness until one is doomed to eternal torment. Therefore, where there is gain, there must be loss. Where there is happiness, there is agony. Everyone is a victim, but everyone is also a perpetrator. Greed and numbness reside in the heart of humanity. Driven by greed, humans choose to commit evil, and numbness is why they turn a blind eye to the evil of others. But if this is what the world is, what is then the meaning of the world? The future is to the present as the present is to the past. Peace was never an option. Conflict is the eternal truth. Everything, from my knowledge, my wisdom to my life, is but nothingness. Okay. So this is the article that Sachin wrote. To be honest, Paimon can't make sense of any of it. But judging from the crummy handwriting, Paimon can't say exactly why, but Paimon has the feeling he was going through a tough time. Well, we are done reading it. Thank you very much. You're welcome. It's not worth any money, but I'm going to keep it anyway. After all, my father entrusted to me. Come see me again if you want to look at it again. Okay. Mehr oder weniger unnötig die ganze Quest, aber egal. Passt schon. Gut, dann bin ich für heute mit Genshin durch. Das heißt, nächste Woche noch den letzten Teil der Hauptquest und die Minispiele. Und ich habe das Event auch mehr oder weniger schnell hinter mich gebracht. Ja, irgendwie Events sind immer so eine Sache. Sind ganz nett, aber ja, sie sind Kanon, aber sie sind temporär Kanon. Alleine schon die 1.1 Quest mit Skara ist ja auch so eine Sache. Weil da hat man ja zuerst getroffen. Aber naja. Passt schon. Ich sag dann hier jetzt erstmal ciao und ja, bis dann.